Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast and happy Wednesday. It's hump day, which is so appropriate because there are, few people in this world I'd like to hump more than I like to hump. Today's co-host, as you guys probably know if you follow us on Instagram, Jackie's very sick. She made it work yesterday. She cannot make it work today. She has 101 fever. So I have swapped one redhead for another redhead because we are a network that believes in redheads.
I love that about you guys.
And I'm so happy you're here, Shannon. I'm devastated. My sister is sick, obviously, but
I'm upset too.
I'm obsessed. Hi.
Hi.
And the timing is perfect because we were talking about you yesterday on the podcast.
Love.
For those who don't know Shannon, are you okay? Shannon is the best. Shannon is reality star, influencer, queen, podcaster. And as of yesterday, her podcast, Probably a Podcast, joined our Toast News Network, which we're so excited about.
No, freaking out.
Thus making us the industry's leading podcast network for redheads.
Yeah, which I feel like people should talk about more.
I think they should talk about, you know what else people should talk about more is the fact that you are a natural redhead.
Oh yeah, I am. Well, you know what? I'm so ferociously passionate about my spray tans that I think that throws people off the scent.
Right.
And so they're always like, you're not, that's not your natural color. They're right. I'm like, I've never dyed my hair ever.
That's so true. Because, I would have assumed, maybe even before I met you, is she a real redhead? I would have said no.
Yeah.
What is your natural skin tone? What's the color of your butt cheek?
I bet my armpit looks like, that tan always comes out my armpit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're super porcelain.
Yeah, no, it's pale.
Oh, that's so interesting.
My mom's a redhead.
But you're never, oh wow.
But my dad is a quarter Native American and looks like a mahogany dresser.
Right. And
he's so tan.
You're not, you didn't get any of that gorgeous.
I didn't get the tan. I tan a little bit easier than most redheads, although I try to stay out of the sun because skin cancer. But I don't freckle as much as most redheads.
You have a shit ton of freckles. I hate to break it to you.
I do, but some redheads they're bigger.
They're bigger. You have tiny little cute little frail ones.
Cute little freckles. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just making all this up.
I'm so honored that you could join me. I know you're so busy because it's Fashion Week and you're literally the most fashionable girl I know. Look at my outfit today. I usually show up in dirty underwear and leggings. But I really pulled out all the stops for you because the last time you were here, I wore leggings and a hoodie and you wore your prom dress and it wasn't right.
I did do that and I should have told you.
You should have.
I should have told you. I was just telling Claudia, I was I don't think I'm participating in Fashion Week as much as I'm just in New York during Fashion Week, which is also
fun.
Love and fun. But yeah, I just like wearing pretty clothes. I just really do.
And you wear them so well. If I wore the clothes like you wore them, I would wear stunning things too,
Oh, well, if I could be so bold, I might unbutton this in a second.
Take your time. This is a totally free space, safe space.
Safe space. We're in the trust tree. They're so tight.
Yeah.
So eventually I think I might just.
So the last time you were here, things were different because now you have a man.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to know, what's it like? He's an international man, so, you really can't spend, every day with him, which has its benefits, but also, obviously,
it's you know what? I think I do long distance well. I've never done it before, but, it's not that bothers me as much because he's so busy, I'm so busy. He lives in London. But it's the fucking time difference that bugs me. So much happens. So, let's say he goes to sleep at, 10:30, 11, right? And, that is around 3 o'clock here.
Oh, so you're done for the day at 3 o'clock.
Well, it's just so much happens from the hours of 4 to 10 for me. All the best. I'm having a glass of wine. I'm unwinding. I'm relaxing. I'm in a better mood. My work's done. So much happens and he's just asleep.
Oh, you know what? That fucking sucks.
Yeah. And so that is my only qualm. The time difference.
That's a pretty big one. I'm not gonna lie.
It makes me sad. The time difference makes me sad. Sometimes I just want to text him and he's in REM sleep.
No, right. He's hit the REM cycle.
Yeah.
But he's coming here, right, to visit you for the first time?
Yes. So I've gone to London twice. I went on a family vacation with his family.
So it's legit.
Legit.
Do you have a label? He's your boyfriend?
Yeah, he's my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, he asked me to be his boyfriend.
He asked you to be his boyfriend? That's so sweet.
He asked me to be his girlfriend the second time I went to London. Yeah, after I met his parents and stuff. But so I've gone to Europe 3 times this year, and then he's coming here. In a week and a half. We're gonna do New York, and then I split time in Nashville, so we'll do a little bit in Nashville, and then I'm taking him to the deep South, baby.
He's gonna meet your parents?
He's gonna meet my parents in South Carolina. Yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit in Charleston, a little bit in Lake Murray, where I'm from in South Carolina. So
how many boyfriends have you brought home to your parents?
I'm a relationship girly pop.
Yeah,
I just am. I was in these streets for a while, but I would never introduce my parents to someone who wasn't my boyfriend.
Yeah.
We've had the discussion, you're my boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So I guess every true boyfriend, which I've had maybe like 5 in my life, have met my parents.
That's nice. Yeah. That's appropriate.
Yeah, but I would never just like introduce him to someone that I was like fucking.
No, of course not. Especially like taking the trip to South Carolina. It's a long journey.
Sick.
So what do you have planned for him in New York?
So here's the thing, and like I'm gonna need maybe like New York toasters / Claudia, because I keep annoying her, to help me out with this, because like I think he thinks I'm more of a New Yorker than I am.
Right.
Like I moved here in January and I split time not well. Like I'm always like doing a million things.
You're never here.
I feel like I'm never fucking here. So like he's like, well, I can't wait to see what we do, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to figure it the fuck out. Like I don't know. During the day is what I'm struggling with. Like dinners at night are easy to plan. During the day, I don't want to be like. So,
yeah, like, are you gonna go to Empire State Building? Like,
no. So like when I went to London, he was like, so do you like want to see Big Ben? And I was like, no.
Yeah, right.
No.
It's a clock.
So like we drove by it. Like he was like pointed to Buckingham Palace, and I was like, cool. I don't need to take a tour.
No, because you're not gonna see the Queen.
No. So I was just like, well,
not anymore. Yeah, but like when you went,
all right, rip.
Rip.
So I'm not gonna like take him to that stuff. Like I'm not gonna take him on a ferry to go see the Statue of Liberty. But I do think I want to take him on like maybe do a picnic in Central Park. Just sounds
cute. Shopping, obviously.
Yeah, like shopping would be fun. Little lunches. But
maybe if there's like a concert, that's like a fun thing.
Oh, taking him to a hockey game, because
perfect.
They don't do ice hockey in like Europe. So I like fucking spend a mortgage on glass seats to try to impress him. I'm always doing the most trying to impress people. It's really a burden.
No, hello, have we met? Like same.
So me getting front row seats to your show.
Literally, Shannon's like, I'm gonna come to the show. I'm like, great, just let me know how many tickets you need. Then she sends me a screenshot. She bought first row tickets.
Loved it. Felt so important. And the other people you invited were like, why did she put you in the front row?
Yeah, I mean the thing is like when people like who I'm like my friends and family, they're like, can we get tickets? I'm like, yeah. The thing is, I never know where their seats are.
Yeah.
It's like a venue thing. It's like venue comps.
Obviously.
So when everyone saw Shannon in the front row and like literally like my
and
family, my family's like in the 11th row. They're like, this is fucking bullshit.
What the fuck?
She paid for them.
I did. But okay, so we're doing that, and that'll be fun. But I don't know if there's something that you can think of randomly, or anyone listening can think of, that they're like,
yeah, send ideas. It's really hard to plan things that like aren't touristy and like cliche.
Well, even in Nashville, and I've lived in Nashville for 8 years, I'm like, oh, what do we fucking do again? Like, because once you live somewhere, you get in your routine, you get in your habits. You're not like every day.
Are you gonna go honky tonkin'?
I had definitely taken his ass honky tonkin'.
Oh my god! Like the way I've never been happier than I am when I go honky tonking.
It is euphoric.
It's euphoric. Some of like the happiest moments of my life are like at Legends and like dueling pianos.
Everyone is just boot scooting boogieing. No one feels silly.
No.
Everyone's just like
on
loving
the same
life.
page.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's like my biggest issue with James. Like our relationship is really, really wonderful right now, but something that I could see just like absolutely tearing it apart is his taste in music.
I knew you were gonna say that. He doesn't fuck with country.
He doesn't fuck with country, but what's worse, which I can deal with that, right? Like it's fine. Like not everyone's a country. Not everyone's a country person.
Bumpkin.
However, not everyone's a country bumpkin. I call myself a country mouse, but
you are.
Like I can't get behind someone that's obsessed with house music.
I totally
don't know
agree.
if it's like a Europe thing, but
it's like, a Europe thing.
It's the worst music you could ever listen to in your whole life. It's like and like the fact that he doesn't think it's the same thing over and over again, and the fact that there's no lyrics, so I can't sing along.
Shannon, you're speaking my language.
I just don't get it, and he keeps like really truly being like, oh babe, like you'll see, you listen to this one, and then it'll make you fall in love with house music. I'm like okay, and then I listen to it, I'm like, I'm honest with him. I'm like, it's not good.
Shannon, you are literally reading my mind.
It's not good.
There's a special place in hell for people who like love music with no lyrics.
It's just not a vibe.
And you're right. I guess that compared to like disliking country music, like you can teach someone to like country music, but it's definitely a European thing.
It's bad. When I went to Ibiza, Ibiza is how they say it? Ibiza. When I went there, I was like bored at the clubs because like I was just like losing interest because I just like don't want to like just.
You need to latch onto a lyric.
Yeah, I just can't. Not a vibe.
That's really tough.
Yeah.
That might be the end. No, I'm totally
kidding. No, it could be. If you're listening to this, I'm always so supportive. You probably will listen to this. Sorry, your music sucks, babe.
When you like do a podcast or something, like do you send it to him? Like I was talking about you on this podcast, minute 35.
Well, the podcast I just launched yesterday with the Morning Toast. That one was like about my trip to Portugal and like my trips with him. So he definitely listened to that one. But like, okay, so when we first met, there was a lot, like I said, I was in these streets. So when we first met, I remember he was like, "Hey, I want to listen to your podcast." And I was like, "Duh."
No.
Because it was like a story about like this guy that I met, this like Dutch guy I met in a bar in New York City.
Right,
Oh, you
right.
were there that night.
Oh, of course, your stories from the next morning.
Yes.
We went to Acme. Right?
It was at Acme. Like,
Yeah.
who meets a guy at Acme? I don't know. That was a feat in itself.
Yeah.
Because it's a like black hole. It's like a dungeon.
It's a dark place.
but it's literally dark. Like, you
it's
can't
literally
see.
dark. Like, good luck finding the door.
But yeah, no, this guy like stayed the night over at my apartment and like wouldn't leave, and it was like really hilarious, and it was like a funny story to just talk about like this one night stand. And James was like, "I've listened to your podcast," and I was actually on a flight, and so I didn't get the text message until I landed, and I got it. That was like, "I'm listening to." It was called The Bedless Dutchman because he wouldn't leave.
Because I had a theory that he might have been
homeless
because he was like living at your apartment all morning, not wanting to leave. And like most guys, like don't even spend the night.
I know, and I was like, "You don't have to stay." And he's like, "No, your bed is so comfortable. Your bed's so comfortable." And then like he literally wouldn't leave the next day. It was like really uncomfortable.
That's literally horrible.
But however, whenever I saw which one he listened to, I was like, oh no, because like at that time the podcasts that were out were just like a lot of like,
single life
sexcapades and like, very like Sex in the City vibes, and now they're just different because I don't know, my life
different.
is ever evolving, you know. And so I was like, oh, you listened to that one? And he did. He was like, yeah, might not should have been the one I listened to. And I was like,
can I say, you just made me realize, because I forgot about that night with the Bedless Dutchman, how grateful I am to James, because obviously I'm happy for you, whatever.
Now I stay.
Yes, okay. So like when you were like on your single girl shit, like I would never get in the way of that, but like I'm a married bitch, and like we can only go so far together.
Yeah.
So like when we got to Acme after we had been, we were at Margot's birthday party.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was so much fun. And there was like no one really for you to like, meet or flirt with at Margot's birthday party. So like I had your full attention. And then we get to Acme where there's just like these young hot guys. And I'm like, obviously Shannon's a young hot girl. She's has to go and prosper. But what about me? What about my feelings?
And that is something I should have taken into account.
Yeah. And like I didn't see you for the rest of the night, like because you were like doing things that you should be doing, but like it still hurt.
No, it's
and
hurtful.
now like you have to behave just like I do, and we can behave together. I mean, it's so much fun the last time we went out.
The most fun is that we don't behave together and that we just go
Balls
wild
to
and
the
crazy,
wall.
and we love it. But like, what's great is I do just want to just like scream, sing lyrics to every song until Acme physically removes us from the building.
Right. So like when James comes, like I don't think he's gonna like Acme because they play songs that we know all the words to, and he's gonna be like, "Where are the beats, bruv? Where are the beats?"
I'm forcing him.
Yeah.
Oh, he told me what a bruv is. He's like, not a bruv. A bruv is like
what is a bruv, like culturally?
Like someone who's just like I'm trying to explain like what we would call it. It's someone that's like, like in America they'd be like, "Sup, bro?" Like, "Yeah, dude, like it was so
douchey.
cool smashing this girl." Yeah, like
Douchey.
a fuck boy.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
bruv.
And like a bruv is someone that's like, mate, yeah, it's like sick, bruv.
Does he call it the telly?
Like the telephone?
Television.
Oh, I think I have heard him say that before.
Because while we are two English-speaking countries, there are vast cultural differences.
When I have him on my podcast, I am going to make a list. He said he did not realize how many things there were. So like, I'm not like sorry if you guys are upset with me for this, but I'm not a Love Island girly pop. So
That's
I
okay.
feel like that really opened and broadened America's horizon to how many different words they have, like snogging and like all that stuff.
Crikey.
Yeah, like all that shit, right? Like blimey. Like his friend actually says blimey.
Blimey.
Like blimey. I'm like, what? I mean, it literally sounds like a fucking like made up.
Yeah,
but he'll say stuff like in passing, and I'll be like, what does that mean? And he's like, and sometimes he doesn't know how to explain it because everyone just knows what it means. And sometimes he'll use what he had this word bosh. For us, it means like boom, like mic drop. And he's like, bosh. And so I asked him to explain what it meant, and he used another English word to explain what it meant that I didn't know.
That's helpful, James.
I was like, James, you have got to like break this down better.
Honestly, I just feel like if I were to like immerse myself in British culture, I'd be immersing myself in Moira Rose culture, you know?
Oh, yeah, but there's a stark difference because the accent I use for him and his family laugh really hard because they're like, that's not what we sound like. Because the accent I use, I'm like, oh, darling, like, how are you from over here?
That's like the Queen.
Yeah, and he's like, no one talks like that isn't like the most posh, like posh, like overly, he's like obnoxiously posh people that are like, oh, Binky, oh, darling. Like, he's like, we don't talk like that. And I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Well, you want to hear the craziest thing?
Yeah.
I've never been to London.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
it's
and
a
so
lot like New York, I think.
I know. So it's like a place I really want to go. And me and Margot were actually, and now I'm like going to invite you because it's going to be way more fun. Me and Margot were talking about how, Luke Combs is doing a world tour and he is doing a show in London next year.
He is?
And I think that we should go like have a girls' week in London. We could podcast from London. They have podcast studios in London, right?
Oh, yeah.
James can help us.
I think they're like nicer than theirs.
No, for sure. And like, I think we should go.
We should. I'm so down.
Okay, good.
Ooh.
And then we'll make James go and like we'll make him a country music girly.
We're gonna make him one.
We're gonna make him one. So Shannon is here to talk about her boyfriend, but she's also here to do the show with me. It's Wednesday, which means of course we have the Fast Five stories, some mindless news about what's going on in social media and the celebrity world.
Love.
And now I'm just like doing the show, like imagining like James watching, like what is James gonna think of me?
What are you thinking, babe? I just want to button my pants. He's like, blimey.
Blimey, Shannon, put your knickers on.
Yeah, they call them trousers.
Oh,
put your
what do they call undies? Knickers, right?
Oh, knickers. I've never heard them say knickers.
Yeah, I think that's like an old school thing.
Yeah, that's like,
don't get your knickers in a twist.
Don't get your knickers in a twist.
Every time I do like an English accent, like it turns Russian. Like, and then we also have Dear Toasters, and I feel like Shannon probably gives really good advice.
Ooh, I actually do.
So let's dive in to the Fast Five stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. And today's episode is brought to you by Visa. Do you ever dream of starting something game-changing? Then Visa can help make it happen. Whether it's creating and selling your own customized sneakers for cats, transforming your dorm room into a plushy pop shop, or finally going mainstream with your streaming side hustle. Or, I don't know, maybe it's starting like the world's most famous podcast network for redheads. Maybe that's the great idea.
Maybe that's it.
So whatever you're bold enough to try, Visa has the power to help bring your game-changing ideas to life. Visa. Anyone can change the game. Today's episode is also brought to you by Boll & Branch. Boll & Branch uses the best 100% organic cotton threads on earth for a superior softness and a better night's sleep. Their sheets aren't just buttery, breathable, and impossibly soft, but they get softer with every wash. So as you guys know, this is a Boll & Branch house. Jackie is a Boll & Branch house. We both have the signature hemmed collection that comes in all different sizes for beds, different colors. I have them in white for a king-size bed. You will immediately feel the difference of their iconic signature sheets. They're 100% free from toxins, which means no pesticides, no formaldehyde or other harsh chemicals. And their sheets fit the deepest mattress, and they're labeled with a top and bottom tag, which makes it really easy to change your sheets.
That is nice.
I am like constantly waking up before my Boll & Branch sheets with like my sheets off. Like it's the most annoying thing. I'm just like a really kind of chaotic sleeper. And Boll & Branch is there for me because they know I'm a thick girly. And they give you a 30-night risk-free trial with free shipping and returns on all orders. You can get 15% off your first set of sheets when you use promo code TOAST at bollandbranch.com. That's BOLLAND branch.com. Promo code TOAST. Okay.
I changed my sheets last night. Ugh, it's horrific.
Were you sweating?
It's just like a hog.
Yeah, it's really rough.
Like just, and you know what I decided to do, which I posted this on my Instagram story. Like I can not really disclose how often I change my duvet because I'm not willing for the backlash.
Right.
But I decided that enough was enough. Like
it was time.
It was time to wash my duvet cover, and that is something that I'm willing to admit that I just really think I should hire someone to do next time.
Right. So I used to like wash my own sheets, and it was really a toss up. It could be once a month or once a year. Like it was beyond.
Sheets?
Yeah, all of it. Like the whole thing. Not even just the duvet, the whole thing.
I wash my sheets pretty often.
No.
But I spray tan really often. So that's, and I'm a sweaty sleeper.
When I was like in charge of my own life, that's what I used to do. And then about 3 years ago, I was like, you know what? Housekeeper.
Enough's enough. Yeah.
And now I go once a week.
I can't justify having a housekeeper in my tiny little apartment in New York. But my house in Nashville, I feel lucky enough that I can like afford.
That's actually like a really fair statement.
Yeah. But
your
mine's
apartment's
just so
lovely.
small.
I've never been.
Come.
I heard your bed is really comfortable from the Bedless Dutchman.
The bed is very comfortable. Oh, I just realized too I'm wearing cowboy boots.
You're also wearing Louboutins. Like always one-upping me on my show. Like my shoes are from RHOBH. I want to kill you.
Fun fact, Dolly Parton has these exact ones.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. We really should go to like a Dolly show.
I would like, please.
No, yesterday like we were texting a lot. I was like, let me plan something fun for me and Shannon. So
I'll plan something.
I was like looking online for country concerts in New York, but like there really aren't any.
None? Even this week?
No, not this week. That's what I was looking for. I know. Except this week I'm kind of busy because I'm going to Portland and Seattle this weekend. Tickets available at girlwithnojob.com/tour. My one and only leg in the Pacific Northwest. I can't wait to see you there. All right, first story of the day is that Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid are dating. They're moving to the next level, but still taking it slow, according to Page Six. So Gigi and Leo have moved their romance into a more intimate phase, but sources close to the pair say they are, quote, taking it slow. Sources have been telling us for months that the model, 27, and the superstar actor, 47, have been getting close while hanging in the same group of friends, but now we hear that they've started going out on dates just as a twosome. They've, quote, mostly been hanging out in groups and solo a handful of times. The source says that DiCaprio is not someone who is in and out of relationships. He doesn't jump around hooking up, but they are taking it slow. So these were like rumored. Everyone heard it on Dumois, and now it's like pretty much
confirmed.
Like I think last night they both went to the same Fashion Week event, not together, but they were both photographed leaving and coming in.
I was just telling you, I'm still finding myself laughing. I get over stuff really quick. Like I'm like, ugh, enough. Like I remember the Will Smith slap. I think we talked.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
And I was just like, I'm not laughing at it anymore. It's the jokes are done.
Right.
It's over. I'm over it. Blah, blah, blah. Every single time I see a new joke surface, a new meme surface about him only dating 25, like people under 25, like they still make me giggle. So this is good that she's 27.
By the way, I completely agree. Like when the internet becomes obsessed with one thing, it gets like annoying and it's not funny anymore and it's like fatigued.
Yeah.
This I find so crazy. I don't know why I thought Gigi Hadid was so much older than 27. Perhaps it's because she has a kid.
Oh yeah.
And she's accomplished a lot. And we've known her for like, she got famous on Housewives when she was like 18.
True. So you would think she was older. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually always think that the Jenners
are younger or
younger.
Older. Yeah. No, they're in their 40s.
No.
Oh, Kylie and Kendall. Yeah. Kendall is what, like 26?
But to be fair, I think I always think the Kardashians are going to. I always forget Kim's almost 40 or is 40.
Is 40. Kourtney is in her 40s, and I think Khloe's about to turn 40.
Yeah. I don't know. You're right. The Hadids seem like older.
And like there's a weird thing with celebrities, like when you find out that two celebrities are the same age. Like I think I read somewhere once that like Adele and Taylor Swift are the same age.
No.
Which just is really shocking. And I think that Cardi B is also the same age as them as well.
I saw that Taylor Swift and Cardi B are the same age and I was like laughing.
Let me just Google.
Because that is just a funny one. Because your brain immediately compares the two people, not their ages. And you're like, how could that be? Like,
yeah, Adele is 34. Adele is 34 and Taylor Swift is 32. And Cardi B is 29. Oh, Cardi B's young. Well, Cardi B's younger than Taylor Swift and Adele.
That maybe is what's funny.
Yeah, no, it's just like, I guess with celebrities, maybe you remember them like as like the person they were when they were like peak fame. I don't know what it is.
Maybe. Yeah.
But it's just weird.
It is weird.
I'm happy that obviously Leo's dating someone who's over 25, but she's 27, so it's like really not that big of a difference.
But you were saying she's a mom, so that's like a shift.
That's an upgrade for him.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, I know Leonardo DiCaprio is obviously like the biggest superstar movie, handsome, whatever. Yeah. But I kind of feel like he's like kind of getting like run down. Like
I think he looks road hard and hung up wet.
Yeah, like
I'm not like, of course he's still good looking and of course he was a heart motherfucking throb.
Right.
But like I'm just like not, I think that the allure is there because he's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously, but like
I know, and it used to be that like he was dating these like not famous girls who were so beautiful, but it like made sense because he was like kind of dating beneath his A-list star, but they were so much younger, so it leveled out. Like,
right.
Well, they're more attractive because they're younger. And now it's like, I don't really feel like that's going to be able to apply much longer because he's like, not to be so mean, but like he's getting ugly. Like,
he's not. But you know who's also like just straight up aging, which we should not talk like so.
No, but you know what? This is how people talk about women aging. So you know what? Yeah, Leo's getting ugly.
Leo is getting uglier, and here's the thing: I also think Brad Pitt is, but like,
I don't.
One would be like, you don't. No. He looks so greasy, and his hair's getting wispy.
Maybe it's because like I have like actual love in my heart for him. Like, you know when you love someone, you think they're beautiful always.
Yeah.
Like you love your child, but like you don't realize like your baby's ugly, you know?
Oh,
no, I'm totally kidding.
I mean, that's a thing for sure. I feel that way about Matthew McConaughey. But he's aging well.
Yeah, no, by the way, that's just like straight facts.
But that's just also just like a country man.
It's so true.
And so country men have grit, and that's why they look sexy longer and older.
That's so true.
Brad Pitt, you're just giving greasy Hollywood old to me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, you know, if I took out like from a total unbiased third party perspective, like Brad Pitt like is looking worse for the wear.
Yeah.
But I still think he's like extremely handsome.
He is.
Like, and so cute.
But not Leo.
No, I'm just like, I'm getting over him.
Yeah, Leo sometimes looks like he has jaundice.
I just feel like it hasn't been the same between me and Leo ever since he saw me in a bathing suit. You know what I mean? I took a boat trip with Leo once.
Where?
In Mexico.
I can't tell if you're being...
I'm being dead serious. You obviously didn't read my book because it was in there.
Damn it.
Yeah. And honestly, it just like, it changed things between us.
Yeah.
And then like we jumped off the boat. Mm-hmm. And they were like, let's swim to the beach. And like, you know, depth perception is off when you're on a boat. Like, you think the coast is like the beach is right there.
Yes.
But it wasn't. And so like we were all kind of like dying. But like me specifically, because like Leo and like everyone there was like really in shape.
Swimming's hard.
No, it was horrible.
It's the only exercise that works every muscle in your body.
And one of the like staff members from the boat like got on a paddleboard and came and picked me up.
Don't tell me anymore. I want to read the book.
He came and picked me up and left me on the beach. Like, and I literally was parked there like a beached whale. And like once we got to the beach, I was like, great, can we go back? But they were like, you guys want to like hike around? I'm like, what? No. So I just like pretty much sat there while everyone like hiked. And that's really kind of where like my relationships like ended with him.
What's about like the worst part about me is I am such a follower sometimes that like I would have been like, yeah, you know, I would have just been like I would have looked dumber.
No, by the way, so would I for anything like except for hiking. Like if he had said like, let's do ashwagandha, I would have been like, okay, I mean, I'll probably die, but like Leo said so yeah, I'm a follower loser too, but like my body is limited in some ways.
I would have just looked haggard walking up the hill and would have been like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, no, we were like getting out of the ocean, like sopping wet. Like I looked like a raisin. Like it was just not.
I've been there where I thought the swim was closer than it was. And it's just, it never is.
It never is.
It never is.
And the thing about me is like, I actually love to swim. Like I'm kind of like I'm not a water sign, but like I'm a swimmer.
I like to frolic in the water a lot. I grew up on a lake, so I just like really enjoy being in the water, but I just like existing in the water. My sister was always the bitch that was like
tanning.
No, she'd be like, let's race to the buoy. And I was like, no, I just want to like jump off the boat and swim.
Yeah, no, I might have been like a race to the buoy girl too. But like when you go on vacation, like are you the girl who like doesn't like get her hair wet?
No. Everyone would assume that about me, and everyone is always shocked that I'm like the first one to jump in, the first one to like get underwater. Can
we go on vacation together?
Yes.
Yeah, because like
I was gonna ask you if I could come to Turks and Caicos when you guys were already there.
Oh my god, I wish you had asked.
I was gonna be like, if I got a flight, is there like room for me to sleep?
Yes. Oh my god, I wish you had asked. I could kill you.
I thought to myself, you just can't ask people that kind of
why
stuff.
Why not? Literally, why not?
But I just thought that you guys are just like jumping in the water. That's just how I like to enjoy vacation. And I actually, almost all my friends, obviously if I go on like a Revolve trip, usually the girly pops aren't like popping in the water immediately. But like for me personally, I took a picture and then I got the fuck in the water.
Yeah, no, the thing about me, like I'm gonna get in the water. Mm-hmm. I love to swim.
I want to jump off stuff. I want to.
Me too.
I really like doing
I'm planning a trip.
Okay.
Like ASAP.
I'll come to Portland. Do they have water there?
I don't know. And I don't want to waste our trip on Portland. Portland. I can't talk today. Like I want to go to like the Caribbean with you.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is some Britney Spears controversy because apparently she was on Instagram yesterday calling everybody fat. Britney Spears responded to Backlash after seemingly body shaming Christina Aguilera and her backup dancers. Basically, she posted an Instagram like graphic that said, you know, I've always, you know, the best way to look skinny is by standing next to someone fat. And then in the caption, she was like, yeah, like if I ever stood next to Christina Aguilera's backup dancers, I would have looked like it was so weird. And then she issued an apology. She said, by no means was I being critical of Christina's beautiful body. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, no, it's like not an apology. I flew to see her show once, and the main thing I noticed was the difference of our people on stage. By no means did I even mention Christina. Look at my post. I was inspired by her show, and she's a beautiful woman of power. Thank you at Xtina for inspiring me. She went on to clarify that she didn't mean to be critical of anybody. Rather, she saw her original post as a projection of the insecurities I deal with all the time as a result of how my parents and the media have treated me. And I just want to say, like, this is something I noticed when Britney was free and then she was very active on social media. She posted some Jeffree Star cosmetics and people were commenting. So she deleted it and apologized for supporting Jeffree Star.
Okay.
And I just really need people to stop expecting Britney Spears to, like, be, like, completely caught up on all things woke and political correctness because, like, are you seeing what's going on? Like, she's free, but she's not like 100% well yet.
Her mind is still in a cage. And who knows what she was allowed to access? I mean, I didn't do as deep of a deep dive on the Free Britney stuff as some people did, so you might know. Who knows what she was able to look at? Like, we have been growing with the times, evolving with the times, because we have a phone in front of our face with news, people saying what you shouldn't say anymore. We're growing and learning as a society. Who knows if she was able to do that?
She was on fucking lithium. Like, leave her alone. Like, her brain is definitely not fully bounced back to like what it was before she was put on drugs. And like, the way that like we're now canceling Britney, like, don't get me wrong, what she said, like, that was not cool. Great. If anyone else said it, I'd be saying something different. But like, can we stop having like normal expectations for Britney, because she's not. This isn't a normal situation.
You said it before too. You were like, you can't expect someone that's just not well to act well. That in itself is us being highly critical of someone that like we can't, is not the same situation as us.
No, it's so, people are like, this whole like call out culture, like they've gotten a little ahead of themselves. Like, Britney Spears is not fair game yet.
I agree.
Let her live.
When you were reading that, I was like appalled, but like you said, I'm like, but it's Britney Spears. Like, she
like, gets a pass.
She's not well.
She's not well, and I'm sorry, she gets a pass.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to find me caring. Like, normally when people are saying fatphobic things, like, yeah, I'm out here being like a spokesperson for my people. This time, I'm not coming for Britney. Like, she's been through enough. Like, she doesn't need to get dragged on Twitter now, okay?
Yeah.
Like, let the woman live. Speaking of women who are just living, Jennifer Lawrence is breaking down this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, including, quote, evil Erika Jayne.
I fucking love this.
So we all know Jennifer Lawrence is a famous Housewives franchise superfan, and the actor has proclaimed her love for the Bravo series several times and even appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Well, she was at the Toronto International Film Festival for her film Causeway. She was chatting with Variety about her take on this most recent season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and particularly the housewife Erika Jayne. As we all know, Jayne has been the center of several controversies, including her husband, Tom Girardi, allegedly embezzling millions of dollars from victims of horrific accidents, yada, yada, yada. We all know. So here's what J-Law's take on the season is. My biggest problem with this season is that it's just been boring. And I think that Erika is evil. I would go as far as to say she needs a publicist ASAP. She also suggested that Erika Jayne's fellow cast members had a duty to help the Chicago star realize how badly she is coming across. It was like comparing the situation to the famous episode of Real Housewives of New York, in which the cast allowed tipsy Dorinda Medley to film for hours with lipstick smeared across her face. That's actually a really good comparison. I didn't remember that. I do feel like the women of Beverly Hills are like doing their best to protect Erika, but she's just so fucking crazy and radioactive. Like, there's only so much you can help someone.
That is true. And I like was just thinking to myself, if any celebrity, like massive superstar, like said something horrible about me, I would just be devastated. But like, let alone one that's just like so lovable
and like real
and hilarious. Like, when she comes for you, like J-Law, like she like is so intelligent with her humor, much like Jackie O.
100%.
And it's like it almost cuts deeper because it's mean and funny, and you're like, fuck. And like, if she called me evil, I would just be so upset.
No, and the thing is, with being a Bravo celebrity, the cool thing is that there's so many mainstream A-list celebrities, Chrissy Teigen, Rihanna, who are vocal about their love of the shows. They'll even call people out sometimes.
Yeah.
But they'll never call out negatively. They'll always be like, I love Tom Schwartz. That's what Rihanna posted.
Right.
And even if Rihanna was like hating Ariana Madix, she never says it because it's like,
what's the point?
It's like mean. It's like,
she's like, I'm too famous for that.
It's an imbalance of power.
Yes.
But this is like the first time that a celebrity, like a mega A-lister, has like said something negative about a franchise and about a castmate.
I just remembered, because you just said that, when Rihanna was like obsessed with that trumpet, whatever, that scene of Tom
brushing his teeth. I thought it was.
He was brushing his teeth. It was doing something. It was like a mashup, and she was like, whoever the editors are of this show, like, I literally want to kiss you on the mouth. This is the funniest shit ever. And I was like,
that must have been so cool for Tom Schwartz.
So cool.
And so like, there are a few moments like that, but there's never been a moment like this where you're getting dragged.
You know, Erika Jayne, though, just like, I don't give a fuck. Who are you, J-Law? You were in diapers whenever I was doing.
Literally.
She's gonna like name something she was doing, like, I don't know, blowing someone famous while when J-Law was still in diapers.
That's so true, because she's like kind of off the deep end now. Like, I don't think she can be saved.
No,
which is so sad. I did not expect Erika Jayne to go from being like one of my favorite and just like the
I went and saw
franchise
her in
favorites.
Chicago.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Was she good?
Yeah.
She's like talented. She was beautiful. She was in Vogue. Like, she had so much going for her. And obviously a scandal can take you down, but I think she could have recovered if she handled it like even one iota better than she handled it.
I would go as far as to say she needs a publicist ASAP.
ASAP. She needs a publicist. Jennifer Lawrence was being so funny because she was looking for the right word. She's like, and I just think Erika's like, and really the only word to describe how she's acting is like evil.
Yeah.
Because she's been so heartless to her castmates, to the victims of her husband.
Yes.
Like, That's really the perfect word. And when she said it, I was like, yeah.
Pop off queen, I agree.
Pop off queen, I agree. I have 2 more stories for you, Shannon.
Okay.
Might I just say you're absolutely killing it. And the 2 remaining stories are brought to you by Figs. Everyone has something that they look forward to in the fall. And if you're in healthcare, there's something extra exciting on the horizon, and that's the brand new colors and styles from Figs. If you haven't heard, Figs makes the comfiest scrubs around. They're engineered with the innovative technical comfort technology to be ridiculously soft and incredibly durable, so you're always ready to take on the day in style. Obviously, I do not work in healthcare, but I appreciate a comfortable set of clothing, and I do own many pairs of Figs because they're extremely breathable, extremely soft, and come in stunning design. So they're 100% awesome scrubs that are focused on design, function, and comfort. They have a soft proprietary 4-way stretch. The fabric is moisture wicking, anti-wrinkle, and anti-odor. They have up to 20 pockets on some of their styles, and they easily customize yours with text and icon embroidery. And if you don't know where to start, check out their new fall colors for a look that's 100% awesome all season long. Their super popular core scrubs never go out of style, and they are an easy way to mix and match. Figs believes that the awesome humans in healthcare deserve awesome scrubs to match. Head to wearfigs.com, use code TOAST to get 15% off your first order. That's wearfigs.com, promo code TOAST. All right. Some like kind of crazy, emotional, amazing news.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds, I'm literally having a stroke today. Ryan Reynolds undergoes a life-saving colonoscopy, and it was all caught on video.
Aren't all colonoscopies videoed?
Such a good point.
Are they sticking a camera in your colon?
And I'm super, super happy that it was like a positive test. But like, I just feel like this is one of those situations where like celebrities are getting too comfortable with like, Ryan Reynolds is like universally beloved, not by me, but by most people.
He's corny, but yeah.
Yeah, I find him like annoying, and I feel like he's like a monster to be married to. But like for the most part, everyone loves him. Like every time he like farts, E! News is like, oh my God, you have to check out this fart. It's amazing. So now he's getting like a little too comfortable with that level of praise, because I just don't really feel like we need to know about like your colonoscopy and like the video. It's like a lot. Some things can be private.
A video that he shared of like the video of his colon, or was it him laying down getting a colonoscopy?
So he had a subtle polyp on his colon during his first colonoscopy, which he was broadcasting in order to destigmatize the procedure. That I understand.
Cool.
The Deadpool actor and his Wrexham Soccer Club co-chairman, oh my God, Rob. Okay, I didn't read the story, so like now I feel like I was being mean. Okay, sorry, I'm taking everything back already.
Oh no!
So the Deadpool actor and his co-star Rob Mcconaughey decided to partner up with Lead From Behind, a colon cancer. Oh my God, I feel like such a bitch. In my defense, Jackie picks the stories, and right before we started, I realized like I was supposed to pick the stories today, so I picked them without reading, and that was not cool. And I take back everything I said. Like,
now I'm dying to know.
I do still find Ryan Reynolds annoying, but this is nice. He partnered up with Lead From Behind, a colon cancer awareness organization, to encourage people, especially men, to get the procedure when the time comes.
Okay.
In a YouTube video uploaded to Reynolds' page on Tuesday, him and his co-star explained that they wanted to prove how the simple step can save lives. He said, "I would never normally have any medical procedure put on a camera and then shared." Okay, I'm like such a bitch. I'm so sorry.
Listen,
this is really nice. This is nice.
Okay.
And look at me, like I'm out here continuing the stigma that they are trying to destigmatize. I'm the problem. I'm sorry. I take it back. I didn't mean to offend. That's really nice.
That is, yeah, it's good. I was curious though. I mean, if you just read the headline, this is the problem with clickbait. Sometimes it's just confusing and not everyone's going to read the whole story.
What Ryan Reynolds said was that it's not every day that you can raise awareness about something that will definitely save lives. That's something motivation for me to let you in on a camera that's being shoved up my ass. So I'm like a cunt, and I'm really sorry.
Do you remember when the not Housewives franchise, but Desperate Housewives, the television show?
Oh my God, you don't even have to make the discrepancy. Like I am a Desperate Housewives historian.
So am I.
Who do you identify with as?
Well,
it's easy to say Brie with the red hair.
That's what I was gonna say, but I don't identify with her.
Yeah. You're very Gabby.
I really was gonna say Gabby. I just like didn't want to seem like a twat.
No.
Gabby evolves a lot in the show.
Yes, like she gets severely humbled.
No, I would like to say that like I'm someone that has body dysmorphia. I think she's hotter than she is, and is humbled often. But Gabby,
you are that hot. Like that's a thing.
But I just like I relate to her. I think Susan is so fucking stupid. She's so stupid.
I could literally write a 30-page dissertation on how I think Susan is a dumb fucking bitch.
She's so dumb.
And that's the thing thing with certain shows. Jackie and I talk about this a lot. Is like you watch them and then maybe you rewatch them when you get older. And I have recently rewatched Desperate Housewives.
I did too. I watched it when it was coming on every
course,
week.
me too.
With my mom,
Me
which
too.
she should not have let me watch.
No, by the way, it was so inappropriate. But like we literally all used to get in Olivia's bed and watch on Sunday nights.
Same.
And then Brothers and Sisters was on afterwards.
I didn't watch that, but
neither.
Watched Desperate Housewives and like decided to rewatch it a couple years ago as an adult, and I was like, oh my! I really fell in love with it. Re-obsessed with it. Calling my mom rewatched it with me. I just loved it. But Miss Van de Kamp, I'm pretty sure I don't think I'm getting this wrong. She had cancer.
Yes, she had anal cancer. Yes,
and I like really respected.
Marsha Cross is her name.
Yeah, Marsha Cross. She came out and she said like, what I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna be embarrassed that the cancer that I have decided to choose my anus. Like, no, like I forget the quote she used. It was way more dignified. It was very like Brie Van de Kamp of her.
Yeah,
and it was like very like I was like, damn, you're right. Like I God hope I don't, but like if I have ass cancer, I want just as much sympathy for ass cancer.
No, I remember that too. She was super brave and open about it, and you're 100% right. And like now I'm just like feeling worse and worse about what I said at the beginning of the show.
It was clickbait. You don't know.
Also, just back to Desperate Housewives. So I feel like when we watch a show, like Susan was kind of like the main character. Like even though they're all four of them were like, she was really the star.
Totally.
And she fucking sucked. And like I liked her when I was watching the show originally. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God, she's literally the fucking worst. That also, I had the same experience with Carrie Bradshaw. Like she's the worst.
Okay.
And I want to say justice for Lynette. I think I'm a Lynette.
Lynette, oh my God, and she just like, what a tortured soul. She
led such a hard life.
I know.
Remember like at the end when like Tom like leaves her?
Yes.
That was tough. I've chills.
Literally.
I will never forget. I was on a flight and like when I was rewatching Desperate Housewives, I was talking about it on the toast and like a lot of the toasters then started to watch it along with me.
It's so good.
And when I got to the part where Tom like I don't know if he has an affair. Yeah, he has an affair, and then he moves in with her.
Yeah.
And like leaves Lynette. Somebody started a thread in one of our Facebook groups just like talking about Tom Scavo, and literally like it was the funniest thing ever because he was like the hottest husband.
Oh yeah, he was because he was with the kids.
Yeah, and like everyone loved him, but like as a husband, he was a moron. Remember, like he opened that pizzeria. Like he was always making bad business decisions.
So stupid.
He wouldn't let Lynette go back to work. Like he was the fucking worst misogynist. But then right after my renaissance with Desperate Housewives, I had like the craziest, sexiest dream about Carlos.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like they were always giving dreams about him. They were always like in the show making dreams about Carlos.
Yeah, and now like the dream just kind of like changed the way I saw Carlos, and like now I'm obsessed with him.
I always thought Carlos was hot.
Yeah,
because there's something about like a man that just like goes to jail for like fucking someone up. Like 100%. I don't know, like that's kind of hot.
100%.
And then why can I the whole time I've been trying to think of her name. What the fuck? Not Phoebe. The blonde that dies in the fire. Edie. That bitch. Her shit was always crazy.
Oh, and do you know why we're always talking about, you're gonna love this, do you know why we're always talking about Desperate Housewives on the toast?
Why?
Because there's an actor, do you remember the guy who played Dave? He had like platinum white hair, piercing blue eyes.
Yeah, so scary.
He was like a random character, and I think he was like a killer.
Yeah, I was gonna say he definitely killed people.
He married Edie.
In real life?
No.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He is like an actor who he will not kiss another actress as a part of his job. He won't like do intimacy scenes. He will not kiss an actor. And like,
is he Mormon?
I don't know what his reasons are. I think it's just because he loves his wife, which is like sweet, but like really fucking stupid. And we're always talking about him.
That's interesting. You know what though? He gives off the vibe that he would be like, no, like he has all these like rules and like lists and things. Like he freaks me the fuck out personally. Yeah. I don't like him. I agree. I don't like him.
The show is perfection. And did you ever watch?
So good.
The guy who created it is named Mark Cherry, and he just started another show. It's something about murder. Can you look it up? It was like Olivia's like Women Who Kill, something like that. Mark Cherry, like Women Kill. Why Women Kill. It really is nothing like Desperate Housewives, but it's incredibly good. The first season is so good. The second season was like fine. The first season was really good. Okay. He's like obvious. He's just like a genius. He has like a magical touch.
Yes.
We need to bring back Desperate Housewives.
God, I'll rewatch it. Like
I know this is making me want to rewatch it.
It is so good.
For our fifth and final story, we have some parenting news from Kourtney Kardashian because she reveals the response to her son Mason asking for McDonald's French fries after going a year without them. Okay. So she's obviously doing a lot of press for Lemmy. She was doing the Wall Street Journal magazine interview. So she shared an example of a recent incident that took place when she was enjoying one-on-one time with Mason. And she's been so mindful recently about clean eating. So he said, "Mom, I need McDonald's French fries today. Please, it's been a year since I've had it." She was like, "Today's not the day. Sorry." Yikes.
Okay, wait, that's the end of the story?
Yeah, that's literally what she's sharing, like setting boundaries. And like, I totally believe in like, you know, having your kids be clean eating and wanting them to eat healthy. I grew up in an extremely healthy household. And look at me now. So maybe I should have just been able to eat McDonald's French fries when I wanted to.
Oh my God, I grew up eating the craziest shit in South Carolina. Like,
bad or good?
bad.
See,
Oh
like,
my God.
and look at us both. Like, you would think, no, seriously, like you would think Shannon grew up in the healthy house, and I didn't.
No. I look back and like, I this is absolutely no shade towards my mother at all, but like, I look back and I'm like, I cannot believe that those were like, we were just like yoking cosmic brownies as like a breakfast.
Yeah, no, I was not. Like, I was having like full blown like scrambled eggs.
That's so nice. I'm sure my parents made great food all the time, but like, I get where Kourtney's coming from. I actually had a friend growing up in middle school and high school who her parents did not let them eat that kind of stuff. So in high school, she found that kind of stuff gross. And I remember thinking like, at first she was weird, but then being like, that's kind of nice because obviously that shit is addicting. Like,
yeah, but everything's good in moderation. Like, your kid who you love is like, please, can I have these French fries?
And
I haven't had them.
like,
He's not asking for meth.
I mean,
like,
I really, that's the point I was gonna make. I'm just like, I just don't see. I see if you grew up not giving it to him, so then they grew up like my friend, and she just didn't want it. Sure,
but
good
like
for
he's
you.
begging.
But he's like, can I have him? I
He probably
haven't had
goes
him in
to
a year.
school and his friends are like, oh my God, I had nuggets last night. They were so good. And he just wants to fit in. And I think, you know, a little toxicity in moderation isn't bad.
I just think your kid's gonna go buck wild one day
when he's 18,
and when he can drive or whatever. And what
so
you
true.
You want your kids to start hiding fucking McDonald's French fries underneath the bed? Don't worry, they won't actually rot because there's so much preservatives.
That's
in
so
them.
true. And by the way, that's literally how kids like develop eating disorders.
Oh,
like,
it is,
because
yeah.
when they get to be 18 and they're like allowed to like
To
hoard
binge,
and binge,
yeah.
it's so true. Not that I'm saying that's what's going to happen. And obviously, I'm not a parent, and every parent's decision is right. But like, my God, the kid is like, please, can I just have a French fry? French fries, like of all the things you could eat at McDonald's, like French fries are not the worst.
No, and they're just so fucking good.
No, like I know we're going to lunch after this, and like we have like fancy reservations. But like, should we just go to McDonald's?
I would
in our gorgeous outfits.
Should
and vlog it.
Oh,
you know what? Should we make a vlog after this? Because I texted Shannon yesterday. Like every time I see Shannon, like I want a new purse. What purse are you wearing today? You have fabulous style.
Thank you so much. It's this little Fendi girly pop,
like I said,
I love her.
Like I said, so we're gonna go shopping and buy matching purses.
Wait.
And we should definitely vlog it.
She sent me that, and I go, I don't know if you're kidding, because like, you know, your sense of humor is pretty elevated, and sometimes I like,
wow, thank you.
I don't know if you're like being funny or not, but that is something that I'm an adult woman who does still enjoy a matching moment with one of my girls.
Course.
I just really like it, and so
yeah, and like maybe we'll get like maybe
different color
or
different
like if
style.
you find a bag that you love and I find a bag that I love, like we'll buy separate bags, but like from the same store. Like
same brand. Me and my best friend Taylor, the Celine bag. I had a different Celine bag. She had a Celine bag. Like I really like to do that.
Yeah,
so
so
like,
that's
are you
what
kidding?
That's what we're gonna do today, and I feel really good about the decision.
We'll vlog it.
And also, we're gonna get fries.
Okay. Oh, I bought a disposable camera because I'm such a millennial. So
Oh my God, you've been hanging out with the Snatchler too much.
Oh my gosh, she does that too. Well, everyone does it.
Well, literally, like we in Turks and Caicos, she was like,
those pictures were so fucking cute though.
They were so disgusting. Like literally, she sent us. She finally got them developed, and it was just like 7 like fucking ugly beasts. I was like, Margot, you cannot post that. Like I thought film was supposed to be like really flattering.
Forgiving.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, mine's black and white.
Oh, that's cool.
I think so too. We'll see.
Okay, we'll take some pics.
There's a place in New York that you can get them developed the same day.
Yes. Did Margaret tell you about it?
No, I texted one of my friends that's actually a photographer, and I was like, I bought this like thing from. She was like, go
You're so
here.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Before we dive into our final segment, which is Dear Toasters, Shannon is going to be helping me give you guys advice from today. If you ever want to write in, it's deartoasters@gmail.com. It is brought to you by Pair Eyewear. Your style is constantly evolving, especially if you're friends with Shannon Ford, and it's time that your glasses start keeping up. With Pair Eyewear, changing up your frames is easier than ever. Just snap on a new design to transform your look whenever the mood strikes. One pair, endless possibilities, but who says that glasses have to be boring? So whether your vibe is retro, classic, like if you wear glasses, like it's kind of annoying you have to wear the same glasses every day, but Pair Eyewear is amazing because you get a pair of glasses and then you get these magnetic like add-ons that just add a different color, add a different pattern. So if you're wearing like purple, like Shannon, you could wear purple glasses. If you wanted an all-white coastal grandmother look like me, like you could go for white. They have a huge range of iconic basic shapes that start at just $60, including your prescription. So you then choose from the hundreds of matching magnetic tops that make it easy to switch up your look, and you could rock the same design all day long, change it up every hour. There's no wrong way to pair. Get glasses as ever-changing as you are with Pair. Go to paireyewear.com/toast for 15% off your first purchase. That's 15% off at PAIR eyewear.com/toast.
I have those, and they actually come with a really cool case too, where your glasses go in the case, and then they have this little like flap that holds the little snap-ons. And so
that is cool.
Really nice because you never lose them.
Look at you.
I know. I like pear.
Are you ready to help save some lives?
Yes.
Okay. First up, hey guys, love you. Well, this was going to Jackie, but I'm sure she would say love you and love the show.
I love you, Jackie, too.
My husband and I dated all through college, and we got married right after graduation. We've been married for over a year, and it's been going great until recently. I haven't had any sex drive or attractiveness towards him. Everything he does just annoys the fucking shit out of me, and I just want to be left alone when I'm around him, which is horrible because he's a total pee-jom, and he does everything for me. Recently, when going out with friends, I've noticed men talking to me a lot, and I feel the urge to flirt and talk back because it actually gets me excited rather than when I'm with my husband. I'm just annoyed with him. It leads me to wonder if I got married too young and missed opportunities. I know this is 100% a me problem, but how do I fix it? Sincerely, a confused toaster who could never break someone's heart.
Oh.
Well, the thing is, I was going to say, like, you know, a lot of things can be going on in your life, like, or health-wise or stress that, like, make your libido go down.
Yeah, birth control.
But if you're going out and, like, vibing with others,
guys,
I don't think that's the case.
I agree. Yeah, that's what changed my mind on the advice, too.
I do think you owe it to this man to, like, try and make it work, whether that's, like, go to, do, like, a Kama Sutra class. Like, when you've been with someone for a long time, like, it's easy to get into a rut, and then, like, you start seeing them more as, like, a brother than a husband.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, make a conscious effort to, like, keep it exciting.
You could literally, there are so many avenues. You could literally go see a sex therapist. You could say, like, if this guy really is such a peach, like, then you can say, like, I love you so much. I want to, like, make our lives a little bit more exciting. I thought maybe we could go see a sex therapist. No guy's gonna hear the word sex and not want more of it.
Right.
So, like,
it's like that scene in Sex and the City when Charlotte and Trey, like, can't really, sync up, and she goes to that Kama Sutra woman who shows you how to give the best fellatio of your life.
Yeah.
No, not fellatio. Is fellatio blowjob? No, yeah, fellatio, and then that's cunnilingus.
Yes.
And then Miranda accidentally gets jizz in her hair.
Yes.
So you have to give it a shot before you can't just, like, throw your hands up because it's a marriage.
Yeah, and listen, I'm just like, I just really so deeply and passionately, like, I know divorce happens, but, like, I'm not married yet, and I just really, really, really don't want to get divorced. I know anyone that gets divorced doesn't want to get divorced. Yeah. But I say it's a really big step. Getting divorced is like a big deal. So two things can exist.
But your parents are still together, right?
My parents are still together.
So it's like a very, like, naive take. It's like, as a child of divorce, like, yeah, whatever. People get divorced, life goes on.
Totally. And but what I'm saying is, like, two things can exist at one time. You could be really fucking annoyed at your husband, but still love him. So, like,
that's so true.
Don't beat yourself up too much for, like, just going through something right now. Like, maybe try to dissect and, like, look inward a little bit. What's going on in your life? What are you taking? Any new
medication? Yeah.
All that kind of stuff plays a part. Don't just, like, give up so easy, though. I think.
By the way, that's, like, really good advice. Like, two things can be true at once. Like, that's the thing with marriage. It's like, not every minute, every night is going to be whirlwind romance, multiple orgasms. Like, life is hard, and, like, that's what a marriage is. It's more of a partnership than, like, a whirlwind. Like, romance novels and movies don't prepare us for what marriage really is.
Well, and you just gotta, like, wake up and decide to, like, fight for it. You know what
I mean?
To work for it.
So true. So that's not to say that this might not be working out, but you have to give it, like, a really fair shot.
Oh, and the last thing I'll say is it's not fair to him if you don't tell him this stuff because he has no idea. So like,
true.
he might go take a class. What's it called?
Kama Sutra
class. If he knew you were feeling this way, like, it's almost a little unfair to him that you're not letting on that anything's wrong, and so he's not doing anything to fix it. He might want to fix it.
Yeah, like, maybe he, like, is, like, reading books behind your back. Like, maybe he's trying to help. Like, help him help you.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Hello, Shannon and Claudia. Am I being insecure? No, sorry, she said, am I being an insecure wench? I appreciate your candid advice, and I need you to both weigh in. My boyfriend of 3.5 years started to masturbate and watch porn literally every morning during work. We work from home. His office is upstairs, and I've walked in on him at least 8+ times. At first, I felt awkward and said something like, do you need any help? He just laughs it off and says no. When I first talked to him about it, he says it's due to his stressful job, that it's a way for him to relieve stress throughout the day. Well, I'm a Google girly, so I took to the internet, and sure enough, there's a ton of research about how masturbation is good for stress relief. I brought it up again recently because I'm starting to feel insecure. We definitely have not been having sex very often, as he seems very disinterested, yet he'll masturbate and watch porn. Is this something every boyfriend does? If I'm just being insecure, or am I feeling validated? No, sorry. If I'm just being insecure, or am I valid in feeling compared to these women he's watching online? He does not have an Instagram. I know he isn't on OnlyFans, but I still feel hurt. Any thoughts and insight would be so appreciated. A possible insecure wench. No, you're doing nothing wrong. Like,
nothing wrong. I have such a take on this.
If he's masturbating a lot, like, that's fine because it is, like, a stress relief thing. But if that's taking away from your sex, then there's a problem. And it seems like he might
have a problem.
A porn addiction problem.
And here's what so I actually have such like
you were just talking about this on your Instagram.
On my Instagram story. Yes. Okay. So since meeting James, I don't know like what brought this up when we just had like really deep conversations really early on. And I used to be the girl. So I so feel for you at the end of that where you're like, am I just being insecure? Like, cause I was the girl that wanted to be so cool. Like, like, oh no, I would tell people like, I don't care if my boyfriend watches porn. I'll watch with him. Like, no, I wouldn't. He would be watching it behind my back behind closed doors. Like I was never doing that with him. That would be sexy. We weren't doing that.
Right.
And so he was like, I just always was like, no, it's fine. I'm not insecure. He can watch it. I don't care. Like I did care. Obviously, it's not weird to care that your boyfriend is enjoying watching other naked women have intercourse. Like that is obviously not a vibe.
It's like a boundary if you feel that way. But there are some girls who truly don't care. And good for you.
That is also fine. That's what I'm saying. I really, for a while there, and if I found out my boyfriend watched porn, I wouldn't like be like, oh, he's cheating on me. There's some people who take it that far, and that's also their right to have that opinion. But James has actually like, plug it in for a second. He has a whole podcast where he talks about how your dopamine receptors are so affected by porn. And here's the thing. You took to Google and you saw that masturbating is a stress reliever. And maybe sometimes he's like, I don't have time to like have sex and give you what you need, so I shouldn't masturbate. But I would say that he should close his eyes and use his imagination and masturbate because it is a healthy thing to do. I don't think he should be watching other women. Or like, I don't know, maybe you can be like fun and sexy and be like, it makes me a little upset that, well, no, like it makes me a little upset that you're watching other people have sex to get off. If you just need to masturbate really quick, like can we record ours? Like can you record me giving you
That's good advice.
Can you record us and can you watch us?
But the thing is that I don't think this guy,
he's distorting his reality.
No, I think he's also like somewhat addicted to the porn more so than the masturbation. Porn addiction is like totally a real thing. I fell into like a rabbit hole on TikTok on it. A lot of people like accidentally, stumble on porn when they're like 12 years old on the internet 100%. And spend like 10 years watching. And I feel like so that's accessible. What it kind of sounds like. It's so accessible.
It's so accessible. And here's the thing too, like he really is watching so much porn that his perception of real life sex is probably why y'all aren't having as much sex. His perception of sex, and I'm like stealing all of this from James' podcast because literally
that's such a good point.
It just distorts his reality. And you're watching these like, excuse my French, but these like perfect pussies
and like all these things. And by the way, like sex isn't like that because that's literally like perfect lighting, makeup, everything. No one's actually coming. Like it's literally fraudulent.
Yeah. So I just think like it's definitely something I think you should bring up. And to make you feel better, I dated someone when I first moved to Nashville for a year and a half that was absolutely addicted to porn, and he absolutely couldn't like get it up whenever we were having sex.
Wow.
And he would apologize to me and say like, I'm sorry, like I like masturbated earlier and watched porn, and I was just so trying to be the cool girl that I was like, it's okay, babe, we'll just do it another time. Looking back now, I wish I would have just had like a really calm, don't be accusatory, don't be mean, don't be like you're addicted to porn. I would just like have a conversation and maybe offer like, can you record us having sex and like watch that instead.
That's like such a good idea. You're giving such good advice. Let's see if you can go 3 for 3.
Okay.
This one is probably more my wheelhouse though.
Okay.
Hi Claudia and Jackie. Oh, sorry. Hi Claudia and Shannon. Making this short and sweet. But how do I tell my fiance's brother's girlfriend, a dear friend of mine, that she is butchering her already beautiful, perfect face with Facetune? Every picture she posts, she edits the absolute shit out of her face, hair, body, etc. And it's getting out of control. I mean, everyone uses a little Facetune, but she's going over the top.
Okay.
We just recently went on my bachelorette party and she edited every picture of us. Not me, just her.
Okay.
She edits herself to the point where if you saw her in a photo and in real life, you wouldn't think it was the same person. Do I say anything or just let her live? She's much younger than me, so I'd like to give her some advice, but I also don't want to offend her since I really do love our friendship. And she's not hurting anyone, so is it even worth saying anything? Just curious to hear your thoughts. Sincerely, a toaster that's Facetune subscription just expired. All right, I'm very pro Facetune. You will pretty much like never see a photo of me on the internet that was taken on an iPhone that hasn't been...
I love a tweak.
Nipped, tucked, the whole thing. I love a tweak. Professional photos, like a Getty image, I don't do because like that's like embarrassing. However, I have honed the skill over the years. Like you might not know which pictures, but there was a time, like on my time hop, I will see a photo that was like
we've all been there.
There's literally like a person behind me whose leg got cut off because it was in my way. So it's something you definitely learn over time. And I imagine if somebody had told me back then, like, Claudia, you literally, like, it's so obvious, I would have been grateful for the tip. But it's all about delivery.
It's all about the delivery. And we had a friend in my friend group who was doing it a lot. And we did end up telling her, here's the thing. Here's why it's embarrassing that your fiance's brother's girlfriend is doing it. It's embarrassing because everyone knows what it looks like. We are all evolved enough now that you can spot a Facetune in 2 seconds. Back then when we were like botching
nobody
them,
knew.
Maybe not everyone realized it. Like now it's so obvious that it's almost like criminal if you don't tell her and help her out.
So
but
true.
Delivery is everything. I sometimes take the approach of like making it a joke, like hee hee ha ha, like oh girl, like make it like almost kind of like funny in a joke, but like everyone knows behind every joke there's some seriousness behind it.
Right, and she's younger than you, so she's like already like probably impressionable. Like you need to be really soft.
But I do think you should say something. And you were already so nice in your delivery with the question. You were like, she's gorgeous.
You seem like a nice girl.
I think you could pull up a photo that you have of her that has not been edited and say like, I was just looking at this photo. I was thinking how gorgeous you looked. Like you're so pretty. I know sometimes like you like tweak your photos with an app.
Be like, that's fine. I do it too. Like sometimes, pimples or.
Yeah. And say, I do it too. Cause like, I think we all like, of course there's going to be someone listening. Yeah. I don't touch any of my shit. Well, like I do.
Yeah, so I do. No shame.
I just make myself look like I looked when I walked out the door. By the end of the night, when you're taking photos, sometimes you don't look like when you walked out of the door. So,
when I'm editing, like I make myself look how I looked when I walked out the door 5 years ago, 20 pounds ago. Like just know, like you've never seen a picture of me not edited. But I also do this podcast and I can't edit the podcast. So if you really want to know what I look like, check out the podcast.
Like whatever, it's right fucking here.
Like, I don't care. Like that's how I live with peace in my heart. So if that bothers you, feel free to unfollow me. But like I'm protecting my heart.
Yeah, and you're allowed to do that, and I think she is allowed to do that too. But if it's embarrassing,
no, of course, like you want to protect her.
She is gonna regret it in 5 years when she looks back.
But you know what? That's also just a part of growing up. Sometimes people need to make their own mistakes and learn the hard way.
And she will learn the hard way by having her boyfriend's fiance's brother's
girlfriend.
I cannot keep up with it.
Fiance brother's girl.
Because my friend, when we told her, you could tell she was a little embarrassed, but like she literally stopped, and then from this point forward, she would send us photos and be like,
and ask for help.
Is this too much? And we'd be like, no, you tweaked that one good, or someone would be like, your arm's fucked in that one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
She would
but
just
then
ask.
It's helpful. You have like a sounding board. I do that with my sisters. I'm like, is this too tuned?
I send that all the time. I say, did I edit this too much? And they're like, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Are my eye whites too bright?
When you're looking at a photo for so long, adding filters, face tuning, you become like.
You go blind to it.
Yeah. Exactly. And sometimes it takes a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah. 100%.
So this is totally a fine thing to say. Come at it from like a really kind of maternal, nice way.
You already sound like you are though. So
yeah, I'm not worried.
You're going to crush it.
And that was Dear Toasters. If you guys want to write in for next Wednesday, it's deartoasters@gmail.com. Shannon's new podcast is available anywhere you can get your podcast. It's called Probably a Podcast. It is on Toast News Network. If you want to just go click the link in our bio or click the link in Shannon's bio. New episodes are dropping every Tuesday. You can also watch them.
You can.
A lot of our TNN shows don't have videos, but you do. It's super premium. We have an episode together. If you guys never saw it, check it out. You also have great interviews with like Hannah Burner, all the girlies.
Yeah, all the girlies.
It's really good.
I'm biased, but it's fucking great.
And you're probably Shannon Ford on Instagram.
Probably Shannon Ford on Instagram, TikTok, all the.
Thank you so much for doing this last minute.
Yay!
And I'm so excited for our lunch vlog.
Let's get in our bags, sis.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts and where podcasts can be found. So Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iRadio, Cast, possible places where you podcast, find us Morning Toast. If you find us every bit of beautiful Sunday, it's where we are. Hope you guys have an amazing hump day. There is no show tomorrow. I am taking a personal day. And Jackie's still sick. So there's no show tomorrow, but hopefully Jackie will be back on Friday. If not, I'll make Ben come or Margot. There'll be a show Friday, not tomorrow. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Peace and blessings.